recap for us? I'm just making sure that the stream is all working. Yeah, we're good. I think we'll see how it goes. Do you want to give us a recap, see? Indeed. Thank you very much for that recap, Z. So, I don't believe we'd rolled initiative yet. Dope. I do have all the fireball damage and everything taken care of, but let's roll some initiative. Yeah. $22. Okay, well, Makood, no surprises, you're up first. So, to remind you of the positioning then, Bryn and Abrishmina are in the by the front door, looking forward, about 60 feet away. There is one, I believe it was Fatih, is coming towards those two, and he's halfway there. You are at the foot of the stairs, and Sumaya and Dahir are both standing in front of you, and Al-Hashemi is standing just behind them. Declan has just entered a room from the left as you look up from the front door towards the stairs, or is sort of hiding in the doorway of that room, or slinking around, isn't he? Yeah. And I think that's everyone. Yes. I believe you'll get there this turn if you wish, sir. So, Makood. And there's just been a fireball. Something to that effect, sure. He's a bad dude. Okay. So she's at the top of the stairs behind you still. Probably 15, 20 feet, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Makood is 20 feet away from where the fireball hit, but behind him, up at the top of the like flight of stairs, is where Abella is. I can do a tiny little map actually right now. Mm. Okay. Yeah, you can take the dodge action, and she will like take a tentative step towards the stairs. Is that all you're gonna do on your turn then? Sure. They do not give you the impression that they are going to be amenable to letting you go, particularly. Oh, well, when you put it like that. Okay, we're going to have less of the racist rants, if, you know. Well, you know. Sure. Well, xenophobic is just foreigners. You're targeting a specific other culture. Anyway, Bryn. You will incur an attack of opportunity if you do that. There's a guy walking towards you. Go for it. She's not a murder hobo because she has the inn. Hits. 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 I heard a mobo. Okay. $19, $12, $10. I believe you did. Yeah, 41. One off. Okay. It is the turn of Sumaya. She's going to take 2 steps forward, or a few more than that, and attack Maku twice. That is going to be a 20 total to hit. Okay, that of course. Then the first one is a 16 instead. And the second one is a 20 or a... Okay, 20 is the lower. Okay. Then you take 13 slashing damage as she just slices one way and you duck aside, and then she just cuts across your chest. You have disadvantage on the next saving throw that you make against the spell. From anybody. And that's going to be her turn. Declan. Yes. She is. Yeah. She is willing. She looks very surprised, though. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just the problem is the estate is huge. But yeah, I'll say there's I mean, and the other problem is, in fact, no, because you're in an area of estates, so you wouldn't be able to get off of his estate and enough into someone else's to get onto, because they're massive. Yeah, that's the front gate. I mean, the other thing is all the buildings around you are about 4 or 5 stories. You can, there's, in fact, okay, I'll say there's like a what's it called, summer house that you can get to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, or on the next estate along, there's like a small summer house, just like surrounded by a little man-made river and stuff. Yeah, like just it's basically a nicer version of a hut, for like people to go and sit and read in. We'll say, okay, that's gonna be 360 feet. She nods and complies. Fatih's turn. Yeah, so Fatih is going to cast Steel Wind Strike on Abrishmina and Bryn. So yeah, you are within 30 feet of him, Abrishmina, so you can teleport to Bryn, attack her, teleport to you, and he's going to end up 5 feet away from you, Abrishmina. So that is only an 11 to hit Bryn, but it is a 22 to hit Abrishmina. Yeah. Okay, you take 60-10 force damage. 8. That's going to be 24 points of force damage. And he teleports right next to you. 24. And then it is Dahir's turn. He is going to cast Slow on Makud. So Makud I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. A 13 is not enough, I'm afraid. So speed is half, -2 AC, and dex saves. Can't use reactions, either action or bonus, not both. You get it. Abrishmina. Sumaya is about 80 feet from you. Fatih is 5 feet from you, and Dahir is 60 feet from you. Wisdom saving throw. 11. Mm-hmm. In any direction. Okay. So yeah, you see this like change come across his face, and he kind of stumbles backwards the way he came. You see, Al-Hashemi turns and begins running towards his garden room. But now we're back to the top with Makood. Yes. But your movement is halved. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you can't use more than one melee or ranged attack during your turn with slow. Oh, she rolled a 22. Scoops her up. She's crushed in slow motion, which is far more excruciating. Yeah. Yeah. No, he's not running near the stairs. Not particularly. If you look at the map I sent in the chat, the room with the garden is the top right room. And you guys were like waiting in the bottom right room. Top right. Those rectangles that look like stairs. More than 10 feet. That'd be very small. Yeah, I'll say 20. Sure, do you want to roll that? Very nice. Yeah. So she just crumples and like lands on her back, and you can see she kind of landed on her knee funny, and she's hobbling a bit as she gets to her feet. Igmuti's Mall is about 80 feet away from you. Another wisdom saving throw. You are no longer slowed. You feel your breath speed up and the sounds around you stop being all low and slow and kind of pick up again. You're caught up in that feverish moment. Bryn. It's your go. Yeah, he teleported behind you. Yeah, so he's 30 feet behind you next to Abrashmina. In front of you, you see Sumaya lying on her ass to one side, Al-Hashemi taking off, and Dahir looking angry as his spell fails, but facing Makud. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's quite far away from you, though. I think 50 feet. Yes. No, the other guy moved up 30. Mac took her away. Further away from you guys up the stairs and dropped her off. So actually she's... Yeah, so he's 80 feet from you. She moved 30 feet towards Mac. Sumaya is under Mac. That's 50 feet. So who are you attacking? Okay. So you're coming up to attack Fatih as he's sliced into Abrashmina. $19 is the AC. Very nice. What was the first one? Sorry, I think you were muted. No worries. So 32, 13, and what was the last one? Okay. Fatih is looking bloodied. On Abrashmina, yeah. Yes, but she said she's going to go back to fight the one that was attacking you. Okay. Sumaya is going to get to her feet and cast Greater Invisibility on herself. Declan. Charging back. I'll let you make a perception check. Yeah, I'll say for free. Because we'll say it's part of your teleporting in there and sort of moving her in. Okay. So this place looks pretty empty at the moment. Like you can see a lot of the plants are slightly overgrown. You can't see any guards. There's a lot of dust in the summer house that you dropped off in. You also, as you're kind of looking around and making your way back, maybe, you see two of the Six Eyes fellows loitering. They're off to one side, but they're like within earshot, sort of thing. They're not a ways away. Like they're both looking at you now. Yeah. They kind of give each other a glance and then sprint over to you. And one of them just says "Yashala," and he like reaches up with his right hand and puts touches two fingers below his left eye, which is sort of a Six Eyes anti-slavery type sign. And then they both turn and like expertly leap over the wall into that house. Yeah. Okay. Very well. It is now Fatih's turn. Yeah. Does he just have to use his movement, yeah? Or does he have to dash as well? Okay. Okay, so he's sprinting back, yeah. Attacks of opportunity from you two, please. Oh. Yeah, both hit. $15. Fatih is not looking good. It's Dahir's turn. Dahir, seeing what Makud is doing, is going to use another of his famed techniques. He is going to cast Wall of Force around Makud in a dome. So, he is casting the spell. He is a DM bullshit Eldritch Knight. I believe I started with them built at 15th and then beefed them up when I first made them. It's concentration, just, you know, in case anyone was wondering. Declan, get back here quick with your sneak attack. No, with your sneak attack. Concentration. Mm-hmm. Very well. Sumaya appears halfway through sprinting towards you guys. Al-Hashemi disappears into the door. Not into the door, through the door. You get it. Oh, sorry, was that not the end of your turn? No, go do it, if you wish. Cool. Cool. Al-Hashemi disappears through the door. Makud. I have an album called Dust in the Summer House. It's a new wave. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just what my character would do. I'm sorry, Makud. Yeah. I mean, you know, Byron could have just... And this fight would be over. Bryn. There is only level 20 Byron. Bryn, it is your go. That would be Fatih. No, that would actually be Dahir. No, that would be Fatih. Ignore me. They're about the same. So Maya's 50 feet away from you. Because she ran 30 feet from 80 feet away. Dahir, yeah, Dahir is closest. He's 30 feet. Thank you, C. You are. And were. Yeah, hits. God damn. Ten damage. Okay. Okay, so he has 3 concentration. The first one succeeds. The second one succeeds. The third one... Hey, what's the opposite of a kraken? So, here's like... You can see he's got his longsword in one hand and his other hand is like tensed up. As he's like focusing on holding the spell, and he's kind of trying to parry your blows but isn't quite able to, and you're like slicing into his wrists and his chest a bit, and then just on your last strike the rapier just goes through the hand to the hilt that he's casting the spell with, and he screams in pain as you remove the dagger, and there's this bleeding Jesus hole in his hand. And Makud, you feel the invisible barrier around you just crack, and these cracks just like appear around you in midair as though in nothing, and then it just crumbles away, and you can feel the like wind immediately hit you. Bleeding Jesus Hole is my other band. Yeah, Stigmata or Bleeding Jesus Hole. We'll take a poll, but I'm gonna win this one, see. Sumaya's go. She is going to continue to charge towards. In fact, no, she's going to turn, seeing Makud coming back into the fight. No, I wouldn't do that. They all have it. They all have it. No, she is going to hold up her fist, and you see her kind of quickly chanting spells, and you see like this green and red light cover, like run up her hand and form a gauntlet around her hand, and you see an identical gauntlet but gigantic appear in front of her as she casts Bigby's hand. And she... Enough. Yeah, Fatih's done Steel Wind Strike. Dahir did Wall of Force. She's doing Bigby's hand. Hopefully. She swings her fist as though punching you in the face. And the clenched fist charges towards you. Oh, that's not a great roll. 18? Yeah. 23 points of force damage as it just crashes into your chest. Sorry, so you roboted really hard there. $18. So you might want to reload Hangouts. You're roboting like a motherfucker right now. Oh, she's banned. Did she get minus? Is that a minus D4? Okay, 16. Okay. Retract that damage. So she goes and this fist flies and then you see just the... I have two ways of describing this. One is funnier, but one is more dramatic. So we'll go more dramatic. You see just that like starlight kind of like flash in front of her eyes. And her fist kind of takes a descending arc. Like when you try and cut cheese with a knife and it starts off great but ends up shit. And the fist just flies off into the banister and like rubble just everywhere and litters the floor. Man, I'm on fire with the similes. The funnier one was going to be Ramiel doing a Gimli when Legolas shoots him at the boat. Just like nudges her arm. But, you know, I felt this is a big moment. Declan. I'll let your perception check roll over. You're not seeing anyone. The streets are pretty much empty. Cool. So next turn, you'll get onto the grounds. And then the turn after that, you'll be in the house. Fatih. He is going to use a second wind. That's a bonus, I believe, yeah? He heals 24 hit points. Indeed. He did not roll maximum. Feeling attacked. He is going to cast in fact, is he? Yeah, he is. Okay. He is going to cast Greater Invisibility on himself. That was Fatih. Dahir Dahir is a bit grumpy. And is going to run for Makood. In fact, no, Bryn's right there. He's going to slice into Bryn. Bryn, that is going to be a 23. And, okay, that is going to be a 20 and a 26, 24. 20 and a 24. Okay, you take 8 slashing on the first one, and you take You take 21 slashing on the second one. Abrishmina. They do not. Okay. So Bryn is up at Fatih, who is 60 feet from you. Dahir is somewhere, but when he cast invisibility, he was 60 feet from you as well, pretty much. Oh, yeah, so Fatih is 60 feet away and went invisible. Dahir is fighting Bryn. Yeah, and he's, I think, roughly 60 feet, we'll say. Declan is somewhere. And Sumaya is turning to face Makud. She'll be about 70 feet. Correct. And presumably Fatih, but you're not sure. Okay. 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 Uh, 24 hits. This is to Dahir, correct? Okay. Is that your turn? Did I mention Igmuti's magical teleporting hammer powered, or did I just forget that? I'm afraid in this instance there is absolutely no way you could lift this hammer. It's 6.5 feet tall. It weighs the same as like you and Bryn combined. It's unfathomably large and altogether far too big. Sure. Disadvantage. No, I'd like to see you fail. You fail. You pull so hard the handle comes off. It's broken forever. No, it's not. Yeah, this hammer isn't moving. Like it's kind of leaning up against the chest, and you managed to make it fall over, but you can't pull it. Yeah, afraid not. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Makood. Attacks of opportunity. Well, just one. Sumaya. Sumaya's purposefully coming to attack you. Base of the stairs, yeah. No, but Makood's gonna run past her. She's got a longsword and Makood is very large. She is. Do it. Do it. Is it a bonus action to horn? Dude, that's so sick. Yeah. Hits. Strength check to get knocked back, does it? Natural 3. Damn, man. Oh, shit. So, she like runs up. She's in a ready stance. She's got her sword. You charge towards her, and you see her she like goes to step out the way and like slice at your back as you go past, and she like stands very upright, and you just head down, and one of your horns basically goes through, like just above her hip, and just rips, like a good, half a foot of flesh just out of the side of her, and she screams and like stumbles back, clutching her side, eyes wide with pain. And is bashed out your way as you charge. You get... I'll never get between a Minotaur and his hammer. And his girlfriend, who's a hammer. So you get to the hammer, and it's this brown and black, sad-looking thing. It's fallen over. Abrishmina's like tugging on it. You reach down and pick it up, and as your hand touches it, this just surge of warmth runs through your arm and up and down the side of it, and you see like these little kind of almost like cracks, but lines of liquid magma kind of running up the handle and then into the actual head of the hammer itself, and you see the whole thing come alive and burn, glow, and you can feel that lovely heat off it again as the hammer recognizes your touch. And Makood like stands up straight, and there's a swell in the music. Thank you. It's a dope hammer. Bryn. Oh, sorry. In a manly fashion. Bryn, it's your go. All hit. Is this to here again? No, it's to here then, yeah. Yeah. Eight. Okay. Tahir is looking bloodied as you just fill him full of bleeding holes. They're not, unfortunately. You can't get his hand again. Yeah, sure. You can have a side Jesus. You can have a side Jesus hole. Spear of Destiny. Sumaya's like clutching her side, gritting her teeth, and she just lets out this like blood-curdling scream after you, Makud. And a swiftly flying Bigby's hands coming your way. Oh, she did not. So she's got to beat 13. Okay, that's a natural 18. She's a badass. I'm just checking that. Yeah, it's only 60 feet. Bad luck, Bryn. That is going to be an 18 to hit you, Bryn. Okay. So it misses then. Yeah. So the hand just swings and you just duck out the way deftly. And she roars in fury. Declan, you hop over the wall. You're in the garden. You look and you see the big kind of back of the estate, and you see the room off to the side, open-backed, leading out onto the garden. And you see Al-Hashemi running towards you through that room, looking over his shoulder. No, not currently. He's looking over his shoulder. Okie dokie. No. Okay, his AC is 8. Yeah, I did for a second as well. Okay. He is in whatever state you want him to be. Yeah, cracks his head on something as he falls. Yeah, so you can move it half your movement. Cool. Yeah, so it's going to take you about 60 feet of movement to get into the room that everyone's fighting in. No, because you would have had to already dash and shoot. Yeah, no worries. Okay. I know. It's fine. Bryn. Is he baned? Okay. Bryn, that's going to be a 26 to hit. And a 20 total to hit. So you... Correct. So that's 18 damage on the first strike. And, oh boy, 22 damage on the second strike. As these just two sword strokes out of nowhere, no defense in place, just cut across your back. And one of them, like, slices into the strap of your satchel, like cutting straight through you as your possessions kind of tumble down to the ground. Tahir's turn. He is also going to attack you, Bryn. But he is baned and does not have advantage, so that's going to be a natural 5, so that's going to miss, and a natural 7, which is also going to miss. So he just swings twice, but clearly wasn't expect you to get hit either, and so as he goes to swing, you just get kind of battered to the side by Fatih, and you hear grumble something in Ashari. Abrishmina. Correct. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can swing at disadvantage. No, afraid not. Okay. Makood. The moment you've all been waiting for. Sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah, buddy. You never crit in combat. I love it. Yeah, that's just my favorite, but if you would rather just roll one die. Fuck me. Yeah, you shatter one of her arms entirely. 7, you said. Rage damage. Oh. Yeah. And she is saying nothing except choked screams, blood like pouring from wounds and like running through her teeth and down her chin. She is much stronger than the other two though, and like though her arm is pinned to her chest, she slowly begins to stand again, staring you down. Bryn. On the 39 be 19. So she is not going to make that one. That's a 17. So you see Bigby's hand crumble into nothing. Bryn. You can, but it would also, you would be included in that. I don't know if you get hurt by your own spells or not. Oh, okay, then you're fine. Yeah, you can get those two. Yeah, you can get Fatih and Dahir without getting anyone else. Yeah. That's a fail for Fatih and a 22 minus the Bane, 18 for Dahir. Okay, so you see the invisible guy standing behind you. Lights just clinging to his form, illuminating him entirely. Very well. Sumaya's going to grin up at you, Makud. And she says, I fight because fighting is all there is. And she's going to attack you. That's a... Oh, she has advantage as well. That's going to be a 17 on the first one. Good. A 16 on the first one. 24 on the second one. A 16 on the third one. Oh, on the, sorry, she's action surging. Sorry, I forgot to say. And a 19 on the last one. Okay, so 2 hits. Yeah. So the first one is going to be 20 slashing damage. And the second one is going to be 16 slashing damage. And so she just she just slices up into you relatively feebly. Durklin. Sure. Sure thing. You are... So you can bind and gag him and basically come into the room where you see the scene of absolute carnage in front of you. Everyone covered in blood. You see like one guy fairy fired. There's rubble everywhere from where the Bigby's hand smashed the banister. It's not looking good in here. Right. Fatih's turn. He is gonna turn and slash twice at Abrishmina. 25. 20 something else. 1. That's rubbish. 12 damage on the first one. That's better. 20 damage on the second one. 32 total. Dahir's turn. Yep. Bryn. That's going to be a natural 20. 12 and 20. Oh, I see what it is. Yeah. That's a pass. 13. Oh shit, sorry. I'm being a dumbass. Carry on. Yeah, I realized that as I was rolling it. Sorry. Nice. Okay. So, Bryn, Dahir got a crit on his first one. See, I knew you were going to jank me. In fact, I'll roll the other attack first. That second one's going to miss. So, you take 18 points of slashing damage from that first one. In fact, fuck it. He's got an action surge, and he's going to use... Pardon? Oh, nice. Okay. So that is going to be a 20 on the third and a 9 and 18 on the second. He is baned. Yeah. So the 18 is going to be a 17 and the 20 is going to be a 16. You're roboting real hard, Jade. We can't hear you. Okay, nice. No. Abrishmina, does your go? He was. Very well. Oof. Hits. Yeah. 16 points. $27 hits. 16. Seven. That first one's a fail. Natural 2. He materializes from nowhere, staring at you with bloodshot eyes, blood leaking from various wounds. He's not impressed. Makood. buddy. Do it. Do it. I'm just cheering you on. Misses. She ducks aside. Misses. She ducks aside. That's like a hit. Nice. Yeah. Gets her on the uppercut. Yeah. Bryn. $17 misses. Hits. The one you've been attacking is to here. Here's the one you've been fighting with the whole time. Fatih has just kind of showed up. Thank you. Sumaya's turn. She is going to stare up at you, Makud. And she's going to say, there is no right cause. There is only... Who cares? And she's going to cast Storm Sphere, just punching her hands together and screaming in pain as her ruined arm is like racked. As this huge twisting ball of rock, cloud and lightning just appears. Basically, she's doing that D&D player bullshit where she's only going to get you in it for now. 20-foot radius. Yeah. She was having a back and forth, and then she was like, fuck it, that's not my job, I'm just gonna kill this guy. Yeah. Makud, strength saving throw, please, sir. Okay, so you see these like huge chunks of rock that are ripped up from the ground, like bits of marble, and you see like patterns and stuff. And like one of them comes around flying towards your head. And you just, I imagine, like, just adjust the maul slightly and just smash it on the floor and just smashes against you and against the maul and flies away. You take no damage. Though she is going to use her bonus action to lightning bolt you with it. And that is going to be a 24 to hit. Oh, it's advantage if you're in the sphere. Let's have a look. Fuck, that's a crit. 19 or a crit. Oh, can you not crit on spells? Am I making that up? Oh, it's not a crit. Oh, okay. Do you remember earlier today when you were complaining about how, oh, I don't get anything for being a grave cleric? That's not even what you said except for, but sure. You take 13 lightning damage. You got disadvantage on perception checks to listening. Declan, it's your go. Yeah. Sure. Have advantage. Okay. You feel that you are well hidden. No one even, like, registers the fact that you're part of this fight anymore, including your allies. 18. Okay, Abrishmina knows you're here. Who are you attacking? Sumaya. 22 hits. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Damn, son. Okay. No, the Storm Sphere's in front of her and you shot her in the back. She does have to make a concentration. She's failed with a 16 there. So you just see her like stumble forwards, and the sphere just like dissipates, and these massive chunks of marble and rock just fall to the floor around Makud, who stands serenely between it all. Fatih, serenely raging. Sure. Fatih is going to continue his assault against Abrishmina. So that is going to be a 19 to hit on the first one. A 23 to hit on the second one. Action search. Okay. Crit on the third one. Okay. And oh no. And a 2 on the third one. So let me just see. So that's 3 hits. Nope. Sumaya and Dahir have. So that's going to be 8d10 plus 15 damage. Yeah. Well, the crit would go to Bryn. So that's going to be 15 on the first one. 19 on the second one. Yeah. Yes, I heard you gearing up. I was like, oh, Dan's trying to say something, and then I heard you. Wait for it. Oh. So, Abrashmina, you see this savagery in his eyes, this like insane, wild, blood-crazed look. He slices into you and you scream in pain, and then he slices in again, and you see Makud like staring and holding out a hand, and you see this like creature of sand, like a gigantic. I mean, Makud is gigantic, like a visage of an ancient Makud ancestor, rise up, hands raised to block the blow, but the sword of the Barakados is precise, and it just slices straight through the middle of that creature and into you, crushing your clavicle and sending you to the floor. He then turns and thrusts his sword into Bryn's back. Yeah. So the final one is going to be 35 slashing damage to you, Bryn. Abrashmina. It's your go. I guess you are. Okay, one fail. Makud. She looks rough, but she looks better than the other two. She is like a woman machine. I can't really hear you. See you're roboting. No, not really. Give it a quick refresh. Pardon? Oh, yeah. Before Abrashmina. He's going to cast Healing Word on Bryn. No, he's gonna send a Witch Bolt your way, Makud. Fucking crit again, bro. That's 18 lightning damage. A 6 and a 12. As this just holds out his hand, and just this arc of just lightning just smashes you in the side, and you stumble slightly. And it doesn't go away, obviously. Now it's your go, sir. Apologies. Then Dahir and Fatih. She's torn up the floor with a storm sphere and the banister with a Bigby's hand. to hit a crit on his witch bolt. So reasonably. Depends on what with. Yeah. Especially when half your party's dead. Drink this potion! Hell yeah, there is. And so, yeah, you just see, like, crash. He, like, pulls himself up, and he's made of marble. The pattern of the floor, like, this very floral decorative pattern, like, inlaid in his skin. And, like, you can see, like, where the joints are. Whereas, like, arms bend, like, the marble is, like, cracked to allow his arms to move. Yeah, no, he goes on your turn. A 19 and 21 both hit. Okay. So you watch, and the Minotaur golem looks at you, gives you a nod, and drops to one knee, bends down, and reaches its hand into the earth like it was water, and pulls back, and he's got something in his hand, and you see an axe in his hand, a giant two-handed thing, exactly the same in proportions, if not color and material, as the axe that the Minotaur wielded in your vision with the sun smoke. and it brings this axe up as it stands and crashes into Dahir's chest, and then brings it back again across Dahir's front. And Dahir like screams and stumbles back, tripping over Abrishmina, and falling onto his back. His sword kind of lands beside him, but he grabs hold of it again. He's kind of bleeding out, and you can see like with each beat of his heart, like another kind of wave of blood like dribbles out of his chest, but he's still alive, coughing and spluttering. Bryn, death saving throw, please. Sumaya turns and is going to bring her sword across the new foe in her path. That's a 20 to hit you, Declan. Yes. No, he said he came up into melee. And the second one's a miss. Did the first one miss as well with shield? 20. Okay. So she like strikes him once, and you just, you know. Yeah. Wonderful. Fatih is going to lunge at the Makud Golem. That's a 24 to hit. And a 24 to hit. Cool. That's going to be 12 on the first strike. And 16 on the second strike. Oh no. Dahir is going to get to his feet. Like, give kind of a searching glance towards Sumaya, who's locked in combat, before lunging towards the thing as well. Barakados, do not run away. 20... Oh, I did skip Declan. My apologies. You can go now, Declan. Yeah. There's 1 in melee with you, and 2 in melee with Makud's thingy, golem. Yeah. Sure. Okay. So that will get everyone. So that is going to be a 5 for Fatih, a fucking 8 for Dahir, and a 17 for Sumaya. So, Dahir and Fatih, like... Pardon? Okay, yeah, they're going to start kind of stumbling away from you towards the stairs. Yeah, so on Dahir's turn, and he is going to just scuttle away rather than engage with the Makud Golem. Yeah. Well, he sort of fell backwards, so I imagine he never really got in combat, but yeah, he's using the disengage. Abrishmina. Yeah. dog. Both hit. $15 and $16. Oh, sorry. Oh, that makes my maths very easy. Okay. She yelps in pain but stays up. Okay, hits. Yeah, sorry. $18 on Sumaya again. Oh, no, this is the hit. Fati, yeah, sorry. Okay, also looking rough but still alive. You get the impression that training in the Barakados, you are beaten down every day so that you can't get up until nothing can keep you down except death. Bryn. That's 2 fails. Sumaya is going to reciprocate your attacks. With advantage, that's going to be a 23 to hit. And a 19. Makud. Oh, that's a rough one. 23 damage on the first. And that's also a rough one. 22 damage on the second. Yeah. 45. So that's 22 total. Yeah. Declan. Abrishmina's failed one, succeeded one. Okay. Yeah. I think greater is more than that. Let me just double check for you, sir. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 44 plus 4. Abrashmina, the slow swaying silence of unconsciousness is ripped from you as you awake, gasping and in terrible, terrible pain. Declan standing over you and a foul taste in your mouth as you hear the sounds of battle return again. Bonus action. No, action to feed someone, bonus action to quaff one yourself. They have. The closest, though, is to here. He hasn't really moved away from you so much as just continued to fight the golem. Oh. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. He's stepping away from you. Okay. His eyes are wide and he looks terrified. Mad rhymes. So it's Fatih's guy. He's gonna attack the golem. Yes. Yeah. Fuck, that was a 20 there. The highest I got on the disadvantage was 20 total. Oh, yeah. The other one missed, though. 17 slashing damage to the golem. Yes. Okie dokie. That's cocked. Natural 18 for 23. Dahir's go. So you're squaring off with Dahir, right? Very well. Then he is going to cast Agonizar's Scorcher at you with disadvantage. Yeah. That's a success. An evasion, so you take nothing. So he just throws that. Yeah, he throws this like huge gout of flame your direction, and you just easily duck out the way. His mind is clearly no longer on the battle. Abrashmina. Oh yeah. 21. $24. Yeah. Correct. Every time you pass out, Ramiel dies. And each time it's a new one pretending to be the same one. There's some ASMR lore for you. Don't sleep, Abrashmina. Every time you do, you snuff out an angel's life. Anyway. With that, we're back to the top. Makud. Friends have been worse. Damn. Yeah, both hit. Mm-hmm. Okay, Sumaya is looking very rough. She's coughing up copious amounts of blood. You know that at this point, no matter what, she's gonna die. Even if you don't kill her, her injuries will be too much for her. But she's still standing. Indeed. Brynhild. That'd be Fatih. You can. Yeah. They do not. It will. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So you see the golem grabs Fatih by the neck and just lifts him off his feet and begins to crush his windpipe. And you see the thumb, the stone thumb of this thing, just like gouging into the guy's neck and just spurts of blood coming out as he screams. Bryn, you just run up and just imagine it's like an exhausted, like, just lean up against him with all your weight and just shove your rapier right through his chest. Drag it back out, and he just crumples in the Minotaur's arms. And the golem just lets out a throws him aside, and the man just crumples, his sword clanging and ringing out through the room. As Fatih dies. Sumaya. Makud, that's going to be a 24 to hit on the first one, and a 20 to hit on the second one. No. Oh, she died. 13 damage. Oh, sorry. 13 damage on the first, 16 damage on the second, for a total of 14 after halved. Sumaya looks still worse than you, but in a similar kind of predicament. Oh, okay, she looks better than you. And she just grins up at you, like one eye so swollen it's like shut. She grins, and half of her teeth are missing, battered out of her skull, and she says, "The bigger they are." And then it's Declan's go. She said, "The bigger they are." ... Yeah. Dahir is in front of you. Bryn is looking pretty threatening, but and the golem is turning towards him. And Abrashmin is there. Schnicket. Yeah, they're within range. Yes. 66 damage. Ha 28. Declan. You kill slash horrifically maim Dahir? Yeah. A 23 wouldn't have killed him, but the 28 does. And so you can describe how you incapacitate Dahir. So yeah, he throws out his hand to cast the fireball or Agnazar's Scorcher, and you just like slide underneath it, grab his wrist, jam the sword, twist it down, and slam him into the ground. His head just cracks off the stone, and he's out. Yeah, that's just Sumaya, and she's about to fucking coup de grace Makud. No. It is Abrashmina next. Can you heal Makud up like a truck? Because that's how hard she hits. Yeah. Dope. Don't worry, Makud will lie and say she passed. That is a natural 18. If you need me to take a picture. Okay. 88. Okay, she's still up. She is on 11 hit points. So you see this spell kind of like sucks the life from her, and you see like she like begins to age slightly and like stumbles and falls to one knee, just staring up at you, Makood. It's your turn. Fucking inspiration. Yeah. Yeah. And as Makood, as you like lift this hammer and slam it down, you see almost as though Makood is like kind of breaking the sound barrier. There are like these kind of waves of sand like flashing up and forming the same pose, like stop motion, as the hammer comes down, of like mirrors of Makood in sand as he just crushes her head into her chest cavity, and her head explodes, her body just crumples back. She's dead forever. And let's take a quick break, because that was a 2-hour fight. Okay. 5 minutes. Yeah. Be right back. Damn. That, how was the fucking fight, you know? Well, we've only got 55 minutes, so let's press on. But, oh, I thought he was back. Oh, fair enough. That, I just put, yeah. That, I put a, like, replay of the chat up, of the fight up in the chat. Because, goddamn, that was pretty intense. Yeah, that was fun. Baraka dope, more like. Am I right? Well, let's pass on. So, you're now surrounded by corpses and a non-corpse. Makud hasn't been on the stairs for a long time. Bryn, you feel a familiar presence kind of brush against your mind, and you hear the voice of Shay echoing around your head, and she says, "Well, You've got yourself into a bit of a mess, haven't you? But, well, you know our kind. There's always a way out. Isn't that right? It is. Shape his thoughts like putty. But remember, subtlety is key. I look forward to seeing your story. Yeah, just draw it across his throat. Execution. Cool. Okay. You'll find, oh, sorry. Okay. So, you guys find Al-Hashemi tied up, his arm like ruined and injured, and he's like stuffed down behind a couch or something. Yeah, contract is where it was left, on the table. Yeah, it's easily done. Yeah. All right then. Yeah. Yeah, so he gasps, but then as soon as Abrishmina, like, or Bryn, kind of casts a spell, his eyes glaze over. No, I forgot. Natural 3. No, he's not fighting. And he doesn't know there's been a fight necessarily. Or, he does, but he's not in combat at the moment. It's a 3 regardless. He's fine. And as your spell kind of ends, he like blinks slowly and kind of shakes his head, and he looks up at you with this kind of look of recognition. He says, "Oh, you defeated it. Oh, thank the gods." Like, yeah. I assumed. And he's sort of like breathing very heavily with relief. He says, "Oh, you did it. You defeated it. Yes, I remember. My Sumaya and the others." He shakes his head. A waste. They were good, but clearly you were better. What say you take on their position? I will pay you very handsomely." It's like, hey. Oh. I suppose. Um, I'll have to go to the academy tomorrow and acquire some new help, but thank you for your help this day. Like, gets shakily to his feet, kind of rubbing his arm. And he looks kind of a little bit pale and faint, and he sort of just turns towards the garden room. Uh-huh. You see him just like go in and collapse on a chaise. No. Declan. Declan. You return to the summer house, and you find Abella kind of sitting beneath the window, out of sight, and one of the six eyes is sitting in there with her. The other one kind of appears to be sort of loitering on the corner, keeping an eye on anyone who might be coming, and sees you and kind of gives you a nod as you approach. Of course. He gives you like a sure thing kind of nod. Do you want us to take her? Very well. And you hear him give this sort of like uncanny Shalbird call, and you hear some movement from the summer house, and the two kind of climb their way out, and they help her over the wall, and she is like wide-eyed and terrified. What happened? Her eyes go wide, but she doesn't say anything. And she'll follow you and the two six-eyes fellows as you head back to the butcher shop. And you see, like, as you walk, one of them, like, drops back 30 feet. And one of them kind of goes ahead 30 feet. You know, this isn't their first rodeo. And they just kind of make sure the way is clear for you guys as you head on. Kind of through the back alleys and that sort of thing. What are the rest of you up to? Okay. You see, so you see, as you're looking around, a trio of, like, fully dressed, sword in hand guards kind of sprinting towards you guys. And, they kind of reach, they kind of, like, stop just in front of you and kind of brandish their swords at you, and the one in front says, "What happened here?" Okay. He did. So their eyes go wide, and the one in front says, "You, you stay here. We need to check inside. We'll have to question you." And as he says that, one of the ones behind him kind of reaches forward and puts his hand on his shoulder, just kind of pulls him in and whispers. You can kind of overhear it though. He says like, "These are the virtues, you know, and they're going to fight in that." Yeah. And so he the other two guards kind of nod and they run off, and the guy who'd held his shoulder, he was basically talking about how you guys were the virtues and you were going to fight in the Vicar, and that, you know, you're a known quantity. And the other two guards run into the house, and he kind of lingers a moment longer, glances at the three of you, takes the two fingers on his right hand, touches them below his left eye, and then follows after. Yeah, so you get the impression, so he was sort of convincing the other guy that you don't need to be questioned here. It is. And so the three of you arrive at the butcher shop, bloody and beaten. It's relatively full, and as you limp inside, you get a lot of oh shit kind of looks. And you find Declan and Abella doing X. Yeah. Yeah, I think Sharat would have come out to see you whenever you got back. So he's probably sitting with you. He did use her as blackmail to get himself on the council though. Of course. And you see he gives her a sideways glance but doesn't really look at her. Gives a small sigh and nods, and it's yep, I expected as much kind of thing. And then the others arrive, and Sharat grins up at you all. Well, you all look terrible. You look worse, I guarantee it. Yeah. Well, that is quite an amazing ability, Bryn. Indeed. Now, is there going to be any heat on you going forward? would err on the side of Bryn in this matter. One does not question a shall without severe repercussions, especially a lowly god. I hope that,
I'm having trouble connecting
Jesus
to the
Christ.
internet. Tell me what section
Echo!
you set up.
Shut up! I hope that this is the end of that particular saga. How do you mean? Yes. Well, Maya and Thal have broken into the palace before, in fact, into Edeli's very rooms. So we could have them inform her and perhaps spirit her away from here if that is what she desires. I appreciate that. I'm afraid not. He is, well, rather bulletproof, it seems. Shurat sort of gives like a, well, this is awkward kind of look, and stands and says, Abella, you must be tired. Let me show you to a room. She'll kind of nod and like duck her head towards you, Makud. Chart will just say, "That's her decision, Coot. She is free." And Abella will like look at you, kind of wide eyes and nod. Yes, I suppose so. It's just a lot to take in. I'm so grateful, Makud. Thank you. Yeah, she is very grateful, but she's also a bit shell shocked. You can see like a look of fear crosses her face. That will be okay. Abella. Yeah, she's pretty like impulsive, fun-loving character before. Yeah, very much so. It is, of course, it is, Makud. I'm sorry. It's all been so much. I'm just trying to come to terms with it all. Yes, I would love to see her too. It's been so long. Yeah. And she'll just like kind of call after him, and she'll just say, "Makud, I I'm sorry. I It's great to see you again, and I'm very grateful. I need some sleep and some time just to figure everything out, you know?" And she gives you like a very forced smile. Thank You are already the best, Makud. And then her smile turns a little bit more genuine. Abrishmina and Bryn. And so you'll make it back to the Mirage. It's just closing up. Or blah blah blah, just opening up for the evening. It's evening. Yeah, I think because C and Dylan have got to go, so it's probably a good spot before we get into the fun of next session.